Good eve, good evening, everyone. Welcome to my stream. I hope you're all having a good day. How are you boys doing? Hope you're doing very well. Yeah, we're going to be playing in Other Waters today. It should be a good time. I'm really loving this game, I'll be honest. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it too. I know that it probably won't get me the most viewers, but I really like it, so... But, I'm really enjoying the game. What points? What points are you buying? Also, I'm good. Very good to hear. I bought some new headphones recently. Was it yesterday? They're a bit uncomfortable, but the sound quality is really nice. They're just quite tight, and I don't seem to be able to extend them any further, unfortunately. But yeah, the sound quality is really cool. And they sit a little weird on my head. On my ears. There we go. Oh, that's actually quite good. Right. How you boys doing? This rain is really bassy when you have these headphones. Today's been a good day for me in Outer Wilds. Yeah? I'm glad to hear it. What have you been doing? What have you found? What have you accomplished? What do you mean my streams are spoiler free, by the way? Because they're definitely not. It's a whole playthrough. But yeah, now I don't have the annoying mic on my headset. It's just a nice pair of headphones. And I also don't have this giant thing that stretches out to like there above my head, making me look like I have a weird head. I'm near end, so they're not spoilers for me. Oh, I see, okay. Are you just going back to like find extra stuff or something that you've missed? Oh, or are you just rewatching this? Oh, okay, yeah, then mine then. But yeah, I really love that game. One of my favourites, gotta say. One of my favourite games of all time. But yes, in Other Waters today. It should be fun. Let me turn it on. Let me get it running. I know it's probably not the best game to stream, but it's kind of just like a chill time, in my opinion. I just think it's like a cool backdrop to have a nice conversation with you guys for a couple hours. But so yeah, feel free to like talk and chat, be active, all that stuff. Because there's not too much happening in this game. It's more of like a chill experience. Gone to the sixth location, found Feldspar, explored the core of Giant's Deep. Nice. So you found the probe module. Have you done the stuff in the space station around Giant's Deep? Yeah. Okay. I found Feldspar really early compared to all the other stuff I was meant to do. Like, I went into Dark Bramble relatively quickly. Like, way before I found the sixth location. But that might have been because I didn't, Did you get to the North Pole, by the way, B? At the sixth location? You got the coordinates? Why is this game not loading? Oh, okay, I have to click. Can you hear... I'll turn off the rain. Can you hear that well enough? Is it loud enough? You arrive at the North Pole. You arrive at the South Pole. And then you have to travel to the North Pole. It's good? Okay, cool. Alright. The sixth location is the... Oh, right, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, you don't arrive at the sixth location, you arrive at the reflection of the sixth location on the quantum moon. Yeah. Continue, I guess. Okay, we're 25% through already. So, 3 more streams then, I guess, if they're all a couple hours long. I don't really remember... Okay, so we found her... We found... I forget what her name is. Oh, it's really basic. I love these new headphones, man. They feel... The sound is so good. So, we found... We've done everything with those. We found What's-Her-Face's... like, suit. Also, Solimar. Oh, Solanum, yeah. I love her. She's. I love her theme. Actually, soon you'll hear that soon. Right, dive map. Okay, so that's where we're meant to be going now. I think what I said I was gonna do was kind of like travel back through, to get like the extra stuff for the taxonomy. So let's do that. Solanum. Solanum. Yeah, that whole thing with her was amazing. I love like interacting with a new species and like you couldn't really communicate. It's so cool. I really loved it. What is the pollen used for? I guess it's just a power source. There's only 3 question marks on me. Rumor map, the vessel, escape pod 3, and the ATP. You should probably go to escape pod 3. That's like something that's relatively easy to find. The ATP. What's the ATP? I had quite a few things left over that I couldn't figure out. It's nothing big. What is it though? Like, oh, the Ashton project. Yeah, Ashton project. Yeah, that is the one thing that took me a while to figure out how to get into. If you need help with that, then let me know because yeah. Is it these I need? Yeah. Oh fuck! Am I? Can I just not get across from here? Oh, that's kind of annoying. Well, what's your idea? And then I'll tell you how close you are. We'll have to check Ashton again though. I mean, you know what Ash Twin is, right? You know what all the pillars do? It's this way. Right, we need to go in from the other side then, because I can't get across that side because the current is too fast. Yeah, what I was trying to do was get to here. But yeah, we've got to come in from Central Reef. You're a bit off. Okay, so have you been to the vessel yet? Because if you haven't, I would definitely try and find the vessel first before you do anything with Ashtran. Okay, so we are going... Fuck, I've already forgotten where. Hey, Ben. Yeah, try and find the vessel, man. That is what I'd recommend. Fuck, I've already forgotten where I'm meant to be going. I need to go back to the dive map. How's your day been, Ben? You been good? Pod 3? Yeah, you could do Pod 3 first. It's not as important as the vessel. I'm alright, thank you, Ben. God, I'm really warm. I'm gonna open my window. Hopefully that makes it cool enough. I've been okay, streamed 2 different Minecraft mod packs earlier. Nice. Why did I say that? Oh, you said hey B. Right. Yeah, so down here, I think you need to go down. Yeah, okay. You do have similar names, just one letter difference, you know. B and Ben. B, you talking to yourself again, B. We're looking for a power cell or something, like a power source. I forget, it's like microbes or something that can power the suit upgrade, I think. I don't really remember. Monday's map data mentions a microbe which only occurs in this stalk forest. If you can find 4 healthy colonies, it will make the ideal basis for the propulsion system's fuel cell. Okay. Let's find this bench. I'm glad you guys are doing well. What are those strange inflated stalks? Where? They look like sporing growths we found in the eastern caves, but there is something wrong with them. We need to break them open somehow so we can sample the microbial colony inside. Let's see if they respond to the shrill sacks. What, are you talking about the reef floats? I mean, okay, so... I've already been here. Like, I've explored all of this before, so we might be getting data or like dialogue that is we've already, well, not already seen, but it's talking about stuff we've already discovered. So wait, what was it saying? Was it saying to break it open? Ah, that's kind of cool. Oh, we're losing oxygen. We've got one, but the clouds of microbes these stalks release are incredibly toxic. I'm going to put Milky through pain in the stream, yay. Also, someone tried to make the anglerfish look friendlier. The result made me laugh for like 5 minutes. Alright, put it in the pinboard, I'll look at it after the stream. We're going to need to be fast when sampling these bloats. Let's get another 3 colonies. But just be careful, I don't want to run out of oxygen out here. Go up this way. Fuck, wait. I'm already full. Okay. Right, there better be more up here. Nope. Cool. Maybe some down here? No, why? Okay, I've got to go back for the shrill sax. That's true. Oh, I saw that actually. That's funny. Yeah. Is it a mod? Did they mod it or just like Photoshop it? It is a very good picture. I don't need these bright pollens. I just want as much shrill sax as I can carry. Photoshop? Yeah, I'm on the Outer Wild subreddit. I posted my kalimba covers on there of the 2 of the themes, but they aren't very good. People seem to like them though, so I'll take it. Right. Leave this. Yep. Cool. One more. Great, now we have plenty of these microbial colonies. But where did this infection come from? These stalks seem to be struggling to deal with it. Or is this just part of their expected life cycle? What do you think? Maybe you are right. It's impossible to know without further study. Either way, let's bring these back to base as soon as we can. I thought we needed 4. We can analyse these samples there, call in the pickup. I swear we needed 4, don't we? Don't mind me, just gonna go listen to them. Thank you. Yeah. I got a couple of awards as well. Someone thought it was good enough for gold, apparently. But yeah, that was like when I had like... The first one, I think I'd only been playing for like 2 days. But the second one was 4 days. So I wasn't very good. Hey, you ready to get back to work? No. Well, tough luck, because I've had a very productive few hours. I've been working on that propulsion system. I've used those 4 microbial samples to colony... I guess maybe I already had one. To grow a new colony in the lab. Then I transferred it to a secure containment capsule, nice and snug. I followed what I could from Minet's notes on building a microbial fuel cell. It's all loaded onto the suit. The MFC fed directly from our reserve oxygen supply. Now we just need to take the suit out for a dive to test it. It's going to take plenty of oxygen to fuel the colony, so bring out any samples that will help out. But make sure not to take any you haven't put through analysis on the lab level first. I don't want to burn through hours of research material just to get a power boost. This propulsion system will let us pass through strong currents and move more quickly. We should be able to cut across that rift north of the way station and see what the bloom finally is. Ready when you are. Alright, cool. I feel like I read this already. What don't we need? So we need oxygen stuff. Spark colonies don't really do that for us. The egg does. Anything give us oxygen? Man, everything's power. Okay, bloat root. Okay, that should be enough. Where's Giorno's theme? I haven't started learning it yet. I'm sorry, I will get to it eventually. I'm just... Yeah, I've been a bit busy lately. Doing things. Probably. I will get on it eventually, but it's going to be really shit, by the way. I hope you know that. Okay, so you'll find the controls in the utilities, where sampling and everything else is. There it is. Once you've found the propulsion system, let's try it out. But remember, it uses oxygen. Be careful. When you've got the hang of it, let's try to cross the Northern Rift. What? What? Okay, I think I understand. I'm gonna go refill oxygen. Alright, that's it. You've made your doom inevitable. Oh no. What have I done? Okay. Let's try crossing the Northern Rift, I guess. Why is there a ticking noise? Okay, so it just lets us cross. This massive split in the ocean seems almost too violent to be natural. Both sides are almost impossible to see from this center point. Okay, so I see. So I have 3 uses of it with a certain amount of oxygen. Also, on the stream I'm in, you're still calling the interloper with the quantum moon. Yeah, I was a bit all... oh. Never mind, I do not have enough. This pillar rising up from the ocean floor deep below provides shelter from the rift. Okay, so I have a time limit on that, basically. There's something on the other side. A huge green cloud rising up from the shelf. That must be the bloom. Less dramatically shattered than the central reef, the northern shelf slopes down gently through layers of sediment. I had pizza for dinner, so I'm a little burpy. Bloom edge. The green wall of a vast bloom of some kind rises up ahead, swirling and obscure. Spooky. The bloom. What ecological crisis spawned this green mass? How is it connected to the reef? If the answers are anywhere, they are inside. In we go. Oh, the water inside is totally anoxic. The suit's rebreather can't function. Bulbous and shiny, these formations sit under a coat of green filaments and growths. We'll have to run on reserve oxygen while we're inside this place. Pale fan. These pale, delicate fans are almost bone white against the clouded green of the bloom. They seem to be reoxygenating the water. Okay, so there's a little bit of... Okay, so there's areas where it's safe. There's life still hanging on inside this toxic bloom, creating safe zones in order to thrive. Perhaps these creatures can help us learning how to exist in these toxic conditions. Let's take some samples and see what effect they have on the bloom when we deploy them. Fan dust. Okay. This fan sits among shards of rock, trembling in cyclical events of the bloom. Occasionally this fan shivers, releasing a flurry of green growths that have gathered among its gossamer spines. Bivalve creature. This bronze shell sits half buried in the sand. What creature lives inside it and how can we attempt it out? There's some kind of shelled creature hiding in the silt over there. We need to figure out how to tempt it out of its burrow. Perhaps a sample from elsewhere in the bloom, something that reacts with the microbial growth itself. 310 points. What are you buying? Anyway, away from the rock outcrops and fans, the visibility in the bloom falls to near zero. A rise of silver silt fills the depression created by the corroded rock shelf. The tip of a shell pokes up above it. Is that an eye? Here, the rocky shelf of the reef flakes away into a large fragile sheets with razor-sharp edges. I guess we'll go that way? Among the green, I see tiny blue flashes, occasionally the flickering. A silt has gathered around the base of this wide outcrop, and a signature of life forms buried within can be detected. These creatures bury themselves to hide from the bloom's toxicity, making one of them one of the few life forms that can survive in the bloom. The thin streak of the oxygenated water behind shimmers faintly with dust of trace dust of something. I am low on oxygen. The bloom is vast. What would cause and sustain these processes on such a scale? With the oxygen gone, the microbes here must be metabolizing some other substance in order to persist. Wait, when was I full? We need to keep optioning up. These fans have to be filtering the water of the bloom to feed. Behind each one is a small area of clear oxygenated water. The shattered rocks catching microbial strings drifting into the water, draping themselves in a shifting web of hair. Eaten away by the bloom, this outcrop is marked with a patina of tiny holes. To the north, the bloom whips around in cycles of heavy growth, like a thunderhead forming. I don't know where I'm meant to be going. If I do this. Okay, so it gives an area of... Never mind. The rocks here blend into world shapes. What natural processes cause this? Oh god, oxygen running low. Layers of rock stick out from beneath the silt, eaten away by the microbes of the bloom. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I'm gonna die. Ah! Found like fins. I'll read... Quickly! Oh god. There is a faint fizzing that emerges from these fans. It appears to be caused by the coating of their spines reacting with the bloom. Nothing but shark rocks and green water. The faint signature of a metal alloy, perhaps the remains of equipment enabled into the bloom. What was she doing here? The bloom is blindingly thick here, though to the southwest something glows between the microbial clouds. I want to give myself oxygen. Let's go this way, towards the metal traces. Bloom fan. I'm naming these bloom fans. When we finally get out of this place, I'll update the basis taxonomy logs. So what are they exactly? Pale, delicate fans that feed on the bloom by filtering it through their bodies, using catalytic dust to counter its toxicity. Like stone tumours, these rounded rocks rise up out of green toxic clouds. The burning clouds of the bloom roll across the rocks. Was it this way? The microbial life of the bloom blankets every surface. What other life can survive in this toxic landscape? Who knows? Through the green clouds, something bright glows in the... Oh, that's an area of safety. Strange glittering domes marked with ornate patterns of holes sit in the silt. Whatever inhabited them is long dead. Up ahead, a fizzing membrane of oxygenated water. Is that what allows the species here to Oh, these strange forms scattered around the inside bubble. Are these skeletons? They resemble radiolarians, but far bigger in scale. They're incredibly ornate. A colony of shattered domes lying in the silvery silt. What were these creatures? Nesting creatures. Within these complex, transparent structures, the blurred activity of many individuals can be seen. These must be nests. These swarms of bright creatures provide vital safe zones in the bloom. Let's start logging data on them. Oh, whoa! What the hell? Protected by the sheer wall of the bloom's central ridge, these open nests flutter with the movement of their swarms. Tucked into the ridge wall, this bubble is filled with oxygenated water, filtered through some unknown microbial process. Splitting the bloom, this vast ridge descends to the north, where it may be possible to cross. An egg of some kind? These colonies do well to hold out against the bloom. The individual creatures seem to be able to digest the microbial growth. We can use this. We should try deploying a colony to see if we can create our own safe zone inside this toxic flood. Ah, okay. Hey, Dave! Poggers, this game. This game indeed. Nest workers. Okay. We're in like a weird, like toxic area right now, Dave. It's kind of scary. To the south of the central ridge of the bloom. To the south, the central ridge of the bloom reaches up, disappearing into green clouds of growth. Monka S, do you mean Reddit? Yeah. How's your day been, Dave? What have you been up to? The rock here is mottled with dark patches as if burned by electrical currents. Rocks just out from the green at strange angles. Travelling this deep into the bloom is like swimming through the interior of a vast green dome. I am running out of oxygen. I don't know how long that lasts. Watch Ben stream, did some VODs, nice. Yeah, I haven't really done much myself today. Wow, I am really low on oxygen. What's up, B? Shards of rock with green clouds between turn the seafloor into a miniature landscape. Blue flashes flicker across the shattered strata of rock. No one's said anything about my headphones yet, and it's very upsetting. I'm offended. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated? Nah. Hey, knee. Knee. You see? Where are we going, boys? I guess up here. Huge plates of layered rock make the floor here into a jagged pattern of small overhangs. The rock outcrops of this area are clogged with strings of microbial growth which dance into the light current. Please, I need an area of safety, or I'm gonna die. More metal tracers, that's good. That was bloody close. Oh. Joshua's Milky Incorporated? Yes. Hey, Dave. Ah. Lame. Oh, got him. The side of the bubble seems so close to the way station. If it were to shrink, any foothold we have in this green desert would be lost. It must have been a struggle to assemble. Ow. Ah. It must have been a struggle to assemble the metallic cage of this waystone so deep in the bloom. What led Monet out here? Can I ban him? Yeah. Like the nests themselves, which are woven from the transparent threads, the bubbles which protect them also seem to have a delicate skin. Yeah? This nest is the way station's protector. Without its swarms of iridescent life, the station would be little more than a rust-eaten frame. The fizzing border between the bloom and the oxygenated water within is a welcome sight. From here, the bloom rolls out over a vast plain, scraped clean of sand by vicious currents. This is as far north as we will go. Fair enough. Okay. Let's go to the way station. I need to gather points. You still get points, you just can't talk. Finally, a way station. With this active, we can call for retrieval all across the bloom. Useful when we run low on oxygen. That is useful. Open the terminal and we can resupply. And see if Monet left any map data behind. Last access, history cleared. Download log, yes. Data released to pilot's console. Okay, I've got her logs here. A lot of trips back and forth between here and a laboratory? That means she must have set up a deeper remote lab somewhere deeper in the bloom. A remote lab somewhere deeper in the bloom. She spent months making trips to it, ferrying some materials from elsewhere in the bloom to there. She was studying something important to her. We have to find that lab. I'll log the coordinates on the dive map when we get back to the base. Okay, let's see if there's anything out here. Abandoned to the bloom by Monet, it is impossible to tell what this oxidized scrap once was. Clumps and trails of microbial growth trail across my visor. Nothing of interest, just more microbial clouds. What was... Okay, is there nothing out here? Bivalve bloom vein. A fan-finned creature which conceals itself within a shell as a form of protection, and when awoken feeds on the bloom's toxic microbes. These strange little creatures are getting a big name. Bivalve bloom veins. What do you think? I like it. I like it too. We can log them into the taxonomy back at the base. A little sand has gathered around the distended base of this rock, enough to hide a creature from the bloom perhaps. Gross clump in the eaten away dents in the rock floor, as if tunneling into the planet. Wild rock formations sit wreathed in green cloud. I'm still scared of what you're going to do with your power, B. I'll be honest. There's a little bit of safety here. We don't have any space, do we? No. The rock here is covered in a thin layer of silt, unmoved by currents or creatures. Scattered and eaten away debris from Monet's expedition spreads out across the rock shelf, gathering tiny drifts of sand. This part of the bloom is strangely still, the green clouds suspended in the water. Among the green clouds, the polychromal light of huge bubble glows. Grows? Ah, there's another thing, okay. This bubble has an iridescent sheen, its skin being made up of thousands of tiny particles which reflect the light. I really love this game, man. I don't know what it is, but I really love it. Oh, this is new. Ben wanted to do some sea stuff at some point. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Sphere fragment, an ornate mineral orb, honeycombed with oxygen bubbles. Did he get it fixed then? Yeah, he did, didn't he? Nesting creatures. When their protective bubble begins to fail, these creatures burst from their nest to repair them, swarming out to weave more threads. Though physical objects seem to be able to pass, the fizzing skin of the bubble completely obstructs the bloom's microbial clouds.
At the centre of the bubble, rounded shapes sit in a bed of silt. Around them, the water dances with the streaks of refracted light. Yeah, bees being very secretive and scary. Monka S boys. Open geometric forms, beautiful and strange, sit huddled within the skin of the bubble. Wait, sampling the bubble? Oh, another sphere fragment. Yes please. I do want this. Like 40% oxygen is amazing. Don't give him ideas, Dave. White sand. A million tiny grains, perhaps the broken down remains of those silicate skeletons, gather here in soft sparkling waves. Away from the protective bubble, the bloom regains its sickly green. Heavy concentrations of microbial life turn the water here into a flat green wall. The bloom seems endless. Oh, this is genius. Monka S boys. Small holes, perhaps burrows, dot the waves of silt. I think I'm going to go back to base soon. This is new. These olive green clumps of bubbles seem to gather where there is little current and the growth of the bloom settles. These microbial growths seem big enough to log and sample. Let's see what they can tell us about this place. Globular bubbles sit under the overhang of the corroded rock. This would be a good place to sample the bloom's growth. New stuff, boys! I love new stuff. I don't know how long that thing lasts for, but I'm hoping it... Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go back to base. We have a lot of stuff to analyze and store. Sponsored by... unnamed brand. I love the taste of unnamed brand. Was that good? Was that good? Okay. Drinking some Boppis. Hey, you back with me? No. Come on, don't be like that. I wanted to ask you about the bloom. I've been trying to understand what is causing it. It seems unlikely that we are looking at a stable ecosystem. It has to be a unique event. And yet creatures have rapidly and effectively adapted to these conditions. How is that possible? There's something we aren't seeing. Something Monet was investigating too. Rapid evolution. Do you think she knows something we don't? Maybe. Yeah, probably. She has to. Maybe she's holed up in the lab mentioned in the map data waiting for us. Let's find that lab. Yeah, we have some new stuff. Bivalve bloom vein. Bloom veins conceal themselves in bronze-coloured shells most of the time, only coming out when the opportunity to feed presents itself. Highly attuned to the currents and flows of the bloom, bivalve bloom veins take advantage of any break in the bloom's flow to unfold from their shells and feed. They feed primarily on the bloom's microbial growth itself, able to quickly establish and maintain a feeding zone of oxygenated water. When a bloom vein tires, it will then retreat back to its shell, burying itself in the silt once more. I'd like to understand more about how the bloom veins are able to feed directly on the microbes of the bloom, considering the extremely high toxicity. Perhaps something we can cover here could be useful for future expeditions into the unforgiving landscape of the bloom. Branchomorphs. Bloom fan. Bloom fans are delicate and pale fan-shaped creatures that filter the toxic microbes of the bloom. As tall as a human, and with a wide span of pale spines that form a feather-like shape, they are instantly recognizable in the green clouded water of the bloom. Anchoring themselves into the sand with the central stem. Is this an animal or a plant? The bloom fan's filtration leads to a small patch of oxygenated water on the leeward side of the fan. Bloom fans seem to be sensitive to the currents, adjusting their angle for better catching catchment of microbial growth, and also can often be seen shivering in order to free their delicate filaments of bloom growth. How they contend with the high toxicity and deoxygenated waters of the bloom is unclear, but perhaps analysis of the dust that coats their spines may offer some clues. Let's do some analysis. Oh, I didn't store any of it. Was that all of it? Yeah. Okay. These are the nest workers. No relevant taxonomy entries found. Okay. Wait, what? Have I already... Why is that crossed off? I never scanned it. Taxonomy updated, further analysis possible. So I guess once we've found some other stuff, we'll be able to get on that. Myometer, soft bodies. Sampling and analysing bubble growths from the bloom shows that they are a form of algae, but with incredible adaptability. They have a distinctive chemical structure, but notable to that study of bloom veins is the presence of a compound similar to domoic acid within bloom bubbles. Domoic acid is a neurotoxin known to produce memory loss and confusion in animals, which suggests that the erratic and frantic feeding behaviour of bloom veins when feeding is in reality a form of frenzy brought on by the consumption of the neurotoxin. How this process isn't deadly to the bloom veins is unclear. The volumes of neurotoxin they are consuming are vast, enough to kill a human adult. Perhaps if I can directly examine a bloom vein or at least its shell, I can understand their resistance. A close analysis of the fan dust shows that the fans catalyze the bloom's microbes into massively increasing their oxygen production, to the point that the cells themselves are torn apart by the oxygen that bubbles out from within them. This is why bloom fans can be heard to be fizzing when in close proximity, and suggests that oxygen is the primary nutrient that the fans acquire from filtering. Interestingly, this analysis suggests that the bloom's microbes are oxygen producing by nature, and may be a form of algae. It is only their sheer density blocking their access to sunlight which means they no longer produce oxygen, but instead choke and poison the ocean. Meanwhile, it seems unlikely that the fans live on oxygen alone. What other nutrient sources might bloom fans use to support themselves? I assume it's in their roots or something. Since they do have a stem that goes down. Wait, let me see what I need here. Lots of oxygen. Get some nests. I don't need you. I'll keep the egg as well. Egg. You're a little bit quiet compared to the game. Someone said that the audio was fine. I'm going to turn myself up. Is that better? That should be better. Alright. Let's go. Oh wow, quite far away. How big is this map? Oh god, it's quite big. We're not even halfway done yet. I mean, I do kind of want to go back here. Because there's some stuff we can explore. What is that? Data from the way station places Monet's remote lab in the southern part of the bloom. She is hiding something here. Sample request. Bloom fans struggle to survive in this hostile corner of the bloom, so we should be able to find dead fans near here if we can survive it ourselves. That's the way station. Wow, we travelled quite far, because we started here. Like, the bloom starts here, so we went all the way through here. Is it better, Dave, the audio? I turned it up a bit. These silt trapping outcrops look to have favourable conditions for bloom veins. If we want to study them, this would be a good place to... Okay, I'm going to go back here. Because I want to get some more analysis on stuff. God, it's really warm today. Even with my window open. Do I have to go out here? We have a new suit upgrade, which allows us to travel across fast currents. Which I believe this is. Yeah, so... East of here, the current fades and strange pillars rise up from the dark ocean floor. What is that? Silken plant. These long pale green strands of plant matter entwine in flat blades that, which trail horizontally between the pillars. These twisted strands are like webs between the pillars that start logging them. This large pillar extends down into the murk of the deep water below, standing improbably straight and tall, a geological anomaly. Dave, please tell me the audio is good now. Unless my phone is just not updating and I can't actually see you talking. This pillar is topped with a layer of bright and sunlit life. Looking around, each of the pillars here has the same green gold peak. Oh, no, it's no worries. I'm just kidding. Creature tracks. Patterns of dents in the sand show the paths of the feathery creatures that cross from pillar to pillar in slow and purposeful loops. You say that like I've already seen these guys, but I don't think I have. These silken strands meet in places and become tangled in one another, forming complex webs that are slow to navigate. What are you? Feathery creature. A cleverly camouflaged creature, mainly composed of feathery frond-like arms, which it waves rhythmically as it moves. These funny feathery creatures are all around these gardens. Let's start observing their movements. It appears that a number of the creature's feathery arms have sharp edges that it uses to prune the pillar's garden flora. I've observed these feathered creatures move between pillars along the web-like plants that connect them. In the sunlight, these spade-like petals open themselves wide to the light, welcoming it gratefully. Do I need bright pollen? Probably not. These trailing plants can be of great length and appear to only grow from the sides of the pillars. How did they form? These entwined tendrils are flat like blades of kelp and hold themselves taut between the pillar tops. The green tendrils that enclose this space seem to calm the current, creating a pool of still water. Observing the underside of these plants, I can see a layer of pores, stomata perhaps, for waste release. The green tendrils don't seem to reach east beyond this point, preferring instead to turn back into the protected waters south of here. This pillar top is thick with waving petals, each one caked in tiny particles of golden pollen. Out away from the pillars, the ocean grants a sense of vertigo, fading down to unknown depths below. Spooky! Barren pillar. This pillar, unlike the others, lacks a garden of its own. Have the plants been cleared, or have they simply not reached this far yet? The lights of the system's 3 suns falls onto something amber and huge to the east. It is almost like a pale orange cloud. What is this? Shifting tentacle. This translucent tentacle doesn't have a fixed shape. Its individual parts instead cycle through developmental phases as they cohere. What is this? A floating colony. These golden yellow streams of life shift... Excuse me. This creature is impossibly large. I don't even know how to start logging data on it, but I'll try. Shift around solid objects held suspended in the waters. Are these bones, rocks, or something else? This hard barrier is webbed with pulsing nodes. To gain access, we would need to slice through it somehow. Okay, so it's blocked off. Look at this. What are we looking at here? This appears to be a huge colonial life form. There are passages inside, but unless we can cut through this barrier, we can't reach them. This golden colony is overwhelming. Where to even begin? Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of zooids make up its shifting interior. It seems that the zooids are split into specialized functions and forms. from jellyfish-like medusoids to balloon-like bladders of gas. So we can't get through. We'll come back in later. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Man, this game's so chill. I love it. Excuse me. I might as well take it, I guess. This will definitely be new. Yep. Silken strands. Pale green strands of plant tendrils from the pillar gardens. I've observed these plants in shades which stretch from bright green to ivory white. Is this an indicator of their age or health? The gaps between the tendrils are webbed with fine strands, almost invisible to the naked eye. I'm so confused by everything you're doing. What do you mean? What do you mean by confused? Like, the story or what? And I'm here to say that drugs are bad in every way. Eminem. It's my favourite song from him. This patch of water is entirely enclosed by web tendrils, and thin strands float through the water like lost hair. Poggers, boys! Drugs are bad, and so is drink. You should get mad if someone calls Zelda Link. That was dumb. I've noticed these strands don't connect directly to the pillars, but disappear into holes in their sides. What are they connected to then? What dictates which pillars the tendrils stretch to and from? I'm yet to see a tendril which is only halfway formed. I tried. This broad pillar is full of rough-looking bore holes, glinting here and there, suggesting they are burrows. The lower parts of this pillar are marked with narrow holes. Around them, small plates of chitin shells glint. My name is Eminem, and I'm here to say that doesn't rhyme. B. You need to rhyme it. You know. I care, B. I care. Chitin plate. A shard of chitin plate left behind by a segmented worm. Sea silk. Long strands of pale green and white plant matter that twist into broad, flat bridges and webs between the pillar gardens. I've named this sea silk, though I'm not sure what kind of plant it is. Check my notes back at base. I don't need to... it's good to hear that you don't need to go to the loo. These two tendril bridges almost meet before disappearing into holes in the pillar. Are they rooted to the rock side? It seems that if they had knocked off a surface, these creatures can swim, but very inefficiently. Must be an emergency measure. These gaps between the pillars are a pattern I cannot read. One that speaks of a complex geological history. It rhymes, no? I guess. No, I didn't mean to do that. Go away. It does rhyme. I'll give you that. This impossibly thin pillar rises up from the murk like a pencil, its sides marked by a faint strata of geological eons. The feathery creatures that pass along the tendrils seem to be unshakable in their routines, each one carefully doing its rounds. These tendrils have grown close enough to each other to form a complex tangle of strands between the small pillars. It's apparent that matter from the blooms, such as pollen, collects in these creatures' feathery arms. Is this intentional? Probably. Some of these pillar tops are very small, but that doesn't seem to stop the petals colonizing them with their bright shapes. It's easy to get confused once you are among these web tendrils, navigating between sunken islands of life. Let's try one more time. Alright, give it a go. The individual thin fibrous strands which make up these pillars' bridges are so fine they could almost be silk. Gardener. A feathery, slow-moving creature that prunes the plants of the pillar gardens, moving between pillars along their silken bridges. I'm calling these gardeners. They are so attentive and purposeful. I want to know more about them. My name is Eminem, and I'm here to say you should buy Hollow Knight this very day. I've got flow. Very sorry. Oh god. How did these monoliths form? Perhaps they are cores of harder rock which remained when the rest was eroded away. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. I try my best. I think we need to go back. When these tendrils meet, the feathery creatures are able to carefully clamber from one to another, leaving behind the feathers as they do. Oh, you're all playing Among Us now? I'll join you in a bit. I'll probably stream for like half an hour more. Too small to enter this hole. This hole in the pillar leads deep into the rock. A tall piece left by the uninhabitant sits just inside. We could sample it. A small burrow. Burrowing creature. When disturbed, this segmented creature shot out of its burrow, ejecting grit and sediment as it swam away. Quite the surprise. These creatures are tricky to catch a glimpse of. Let's see if we can scare us up a few more. Shed tail. The bright chitinous shards of a tail shell, shed or severed. This tendril has to stretch a long distance to bridge these pillars. How do they grow like this without any support? I have heard of Kids Bop, yeah. This tendril seems to be avoiding this pillar. In fact, they appear to be avoiding the main shelf of the reef altogether. This pillar top is a little sparser than some of the others. Perhaps these more southern pillars have only been recently seeded. Down here, only a single bridge leads from pillar to pillar, a lone creature braving the currents as it crosses. Despite sitting all the way out here, the pillar is hooked up to the others by a long tendril. The creature has left behind one of its delicate arms here, perhaps in order to escape from a predator. We could take a sample of it. The Feel Good Ink one is super bad. Oh god, they did Feel Good. Bum, ba, ba, da, da, da. Feel Good! I can just imagine it now. Oh god. Feather arm. A feather arm clogged with pollen from the pillar gardens. It's bad. I mean, they're all bad, aren't they, really? Let's be honest. A tendril loosely dangles from the pillar, its root half pulled out of the rock. It is pale and bulbous. We could sample it here. There's so much stuff to find. How do you think they changed cheated on my baby? You can go and ask her from Old Town Road. Studied with my friend. You can go and ask her. I'll get rid of one of these. Trick question, they didn't. Silken root. A spherical translucent ball. Is this a root? Why did... Really? One final bridge stretches down to the southernmost pillar, its strands swaying with the rising current. Huh. You think that would be something they would change? Despite being so thick, this pillar is cut through with small holes, and on its top a couple of shell plates catch the light. Why is the music changing all of a sudden? These creatures scrape away at the pillar's surface, carving their burrows into the rock. It's impressive that given the density of the pillars. Why did they not change that? Riding on a tractor, riding on my bladder, cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie, bull riding and bougie, cowboy hat from Gucci Wrangler like on TV. Oh, bull riding and Bowie, right. Germinating garden. These small young petals are starting to open up to the three suns of Gliese 667 CC. This place will be even more beautiful one day. Ooh, a new thing. I don't have enough space for all this. I might get rid of the egg, honestly. I already have one. I need to keep as many nest creatures as possible. Petal shoot. A new shoot of a petal plant from the Pillar Gardens. Did we get as many burrowing creatures as we could? I don't feel like we did. The rules of Kids Bop are weird. They are unknown to the mere mortals like us. I want to find more of those burrowing creatures, but I guess probably not. I'm gonna head back, I think. We have a lot of stuff to analyze. Oh, my head hurts, man. Lots of stuff. Holy moly. Right, let's read everything first, and then we'll analyse it, and it'll be even more. Gardeners are feathery, slow-moving creatures that live among the pillar garden flora. Their upper part is mainly composed of densely packed fern-like arms. Underneath is a body resting on a dense profusion of short, root-like legs that anchor the gardener, but also enable it to walk, albeit very slowly. As gardeners move, they also rhythmically wave their arms, so it is unclear if this is for balance or is part of their pruning action within the pestle gardens they inhabit. Gardeners don't do anything fast, but they do travel between pillars using the silken tendrils that grow between them. More analysis is needed to discern why and what their relationship to these gardens really is. Hey, so no one said how really has. So hey, so you said no one has said. No one has said anything about your headphones. Yeah. I'm gonna decrease the sound just a little bit. It's quite loud in my ears. Well, those are sharp headphones. Thank you. They're quite nice, aren't they? We also have a new plant, the sea silk. This bright green plant stretches its silken tendrils in long horizontal swaths between pillars in the east reef. This plant is characterized by its fibrous, fine and flexible strands that can be as thick as rope and as thin as human hair. Appearing almost white in sunlight, how they form their bridges and why their plant's tendrils do not rise to the surface is unclear. I've observed one plant intertwined with strands from other pillars, and when these multiple strands meet, often in areas roughly equidistant from their respective pillars, they seem to form a web. I wonder if strands from individual plants are drawn to one another. Possible. It's a good joke. Good reference. Sea silk updated. I don't know if we'll actually be able to analyze this because we never. Yeah. Damn it, man. I don't know enough. I never found all of the. Oh, 70 points. Am I just never going to be able to scan that? Because it's already crossed out and there's no relevant taxonomy entries, so I'm going to assume that it's not a creature. It's just like a really good power source. Right, let's read some stuff. I'm very scared, I'll be honest. Sampling and analysing bubble growth from the bloom shows that they are a form of algae, but with incredible adaptability. They have a distinctive chemical structure, but notable to the study of bloom veins is the presence of a compound similar to domoic acid within bloom bubbles. Domoic acid is a neurotoxin known to produce... Wait, I already read this. Analysis of a gardener's arm filled with pinnules has shed some light on the relationship between them and the pillar gardens. The debris coating the sample is actually pollen from various garden species. You should be, I'm sure I really am. The debris coating the sample is actually pollen from various garden species, suggesting that the gardeners are an important part of the cross-pollination process. This means their contribution to the ecosystem is not just limited to pruning the blooms, they help propagate them too. Indeed, given their roaming paths from pillar to pillar, they must have some way of communicating and ensuring that no one garden becomes wilted or overgrown. This could be a eusocial hive structure, or a territorial signature they leave behind. Either way, they are a well-coordinated team of marine landscape gardeners. Analysis of a shimmer bloom shoot has revealed a coiled stalk which each shimmer bloom possesses, allowing them to control their height in the water. This means that if a shimmer bloom grows beyond the optimum depth for photosynthesis, it is able to extend its stalk and rise in the water towards the surface. However, due to the constant sunlight, which is an effect of Glea 667cc's tidally locked orbit, shimmer blooms also use this ability to retract themselves away from the sun in order to protect themselves from cell damage. These beautiful plants are highly attuned to their environment, and I can think of no better species to give Monet's name to. Cicolta Monet. Ah, that's cute. It is a name that deserves to live on in this place. I'm sorry I can't do more. That is cute. She named it after her girlfriend. Right, sea silk. Yeah, I've already read that. Analysis of a strand of sea silk has shown that it is in fact from two different plants that have somehow conjoined where they met. Moreover, there are younger growths formed near to the end of each plant's strand, demonstrating their ability to form new shoots along the length, which must be why I observed a web-like pattern in some of their tangles. However, new growths require a good deal of energy. The strands are green on one side, a sign of photosynthesis no doubt, but their underside is distinctly darker and more porous looking. Are the strands able to absorb matter floating up from underneath them? I need to analyse a root structure or similar to find out more. I was surprised to discover that the sea silk does not end in roots. After finding a damaged strand, I found it emanating from a kind of silken ball that I initially took to be a root. However, in a lab analysis, it was revealed to be an entirely separate creature. The sea silk is a product of, or plant-like limb of this organism. I discovered the root itself to be able to be put down, but also retract strands of sea silk from within. It is an unusual fusion of creatures. Is this a symbiotic relationship, or a parasitic one? Regardless, these creatures, curious creatures, and their growths are the bridge builders of the pillar ecosystem, turning isolated gardens into connected network and helping them flourish. So that's a creature, and then like the plant grows from it. That's kind of cool. What other sketches have I got? Oh yeah, the spore catchers look weird. So I need a feather sample analysis. I swear I found a feather, didn't I? That's an arm. Okay, well, same difference really, isn't it? I also need to find more of the burrowing creatures so that I can analyze those two things. Which I might do now. This pillar sees a lot of traffic from passing gardeners. It would be a good place to find one of their strange feathers. I'm going to go back here just to kind of finish off this area. We can find more burrowing creatures to analyze. It should be good. And then we might end the stream there for now. We'll see. Creature tracks. Did I never sample this? I didn't, did I? I'm a dummy. Yeah, okay. I missed this entirely. The feather. Cool. Right, let's just find some... No, don't. Wait a bit. How much longer do you need? I need to go further down. Lol. Like 10 minutes? Okay. Well, yeah, that's probably when I'll be ending the stream, so... I should have done a Hollow Knight song on the Kalimba. City of Tears would actually look really good, probably. Honestly. Kinda cool. Would probably sound really good, not look really good. Why don't I say... I'm dumb. Yeah, I haven't been streaming for too long, but I want to play Among Us, so... That's the feather. Where am I missing? Okay, so I'm missing one of those, or two. I think I need two more creatures to fully analyze that. Just keep on moving on Pillar Gardens, hoping that I scare one away. That's another one. Wait, do I need 3 more? Okay, let's go back. Where am I meant to find 3 more? Maybe I just haven't got the ability to find them yet. I don't know. Okay, no, yeah, that is only 2, actually, because I scanned one twice. Alright, 50 points. Don't you get, like, 50 from the loot box? Not the loot box, you know what I mean. The chest thing. Are those not things that I can go to? No. Maybe over here? Yeah. Did I go this way? Yeah, I must have. Probably like 5 more minutes. Okay. Alright, there's one more. We need one more. I've observed these creatures have a bright tail lure made from many thin pointed plates. What is the purpose, I wonder? To like, lure predators away to somewhere else, I guess? Oh, there it is. Hey, pillar worm! These long segmented creatures with distinctive bright tails burrow into the hard rock of the pillars to protect themselves. I'll name these pillar worms. They seem to have burrows all over this place. Right, let's go back. Because we've done literally everything on this side, I think. We've got 3 more things to analyse. We can read some more stuff. I really love reading in this game. This game mainly likes... I like reading. It's making me like reading. Surprising, I know. Right, segment worms. Pillar worms are long, thin, segmented creatures that live deep in the dark tunnels and recesses of the rock pillars found in the East Reef. They're frustratingly difficult to observe properly due to both their shyness and their surprisingly rapid swim speed. They can, however, be startled out of their burrows by consistent tapping on the rock. Once glimpsed, it's evident that they have striations that taper to a bright lure-like tail. Their front half is missing, protected with overlapping rigid plates. Their front half is protected. They also seem to be burrowing or excavating creatures, ejecting dust and sediment periodically from their burrows. Further analysis is required to determine why they live so reclusively within the pillars. Right, let's analyse some stuff. Pillar worms? Oh god. Wait, I can't. Further analysis possible. Alright, right. We've got some sketches we can look at now, I think. What? When did we get this? Sampling and analysing... Wait, oh no, that's just a glitch. Okay. I was going to say. Analysis of a gardener's feather, which I've called a pinule, has revealed the gardeners feed on the same thing they camouflage themselves as, the garden's petals. The gardener feathers' pinnules have a razor-like edge with which the gardeners cut away thin sections of petal to feed on, without damaging the plant. However, unlike an actual feather, they contain nerves, suggesting the crawler can deliberately control them, for precise pruning and for manoeuvring in the water if they become dislodged from a tendril bridge. Quite why they risk such journeys, given their ineffective swimming, remains to be seen. Further study may unlock the puzzle of their purpose within the biome. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's weird. I didn't expect them to look like that, I'll be honest. So they walk on these, and then like these things are walking around on the. That is weird. Analysis of a pillar worm's chitinous plate shows a creature heavily adapted to its burrowing lifestyle. It seems that the chitinous plates found around the organism's head are precisely grooved, allowing the worm to chip away at existing recesses to create tunnels and funneling the sediment back towards the entrance. These grooves should also help protect the creature's head from abrasions while traversing the burrows. It's logical then that these bugs create the tunnels that other life, especially the silken tendrils and petal gardens, require. They must be one of the foundations of this unique ecosystem, turning the hard rock pillars into vertical gardens through their obsessive burrowing. Dissection of a pillar worm's tail has shed light on their hunting and feeding behaviours. The tail itself is made from many panels of bright, translucent chitin. Given the tail's brightness and the way it waves in a current, it's reasonable to conclude that the worm is using it as a lure. It could be an effective tool for the worm to attract small grazers to a tunnel's mouth with, before pouncing from the burrow and pulling its prey into the hole with it. However, the tail might serve another function too, as a countermeasure against predators. Was the specimen bitten off or willingly ejected? Either way, the pillar worm remains good at hiding its secrets within those dark burrows. We shall end Milky. Uh-oh. Oh, whoa, they look cool. I like that. That's really cool. I gotta say. That's the coolest creature so far. Yeah. Thank you guys for the stream. I'll see you all around. Oh, fuck. Smile. Can I just not? Is that possible? Old meme. Where are the shrill sacks? Do I not have any? Did I use them all? I think I did. Whoops. Was it worth it, B? He will have to play it. I mean, I guess, yeah. Guess I'll play it. Let's go. I want to explore these areas further. Kind of just like finish up the taxonomy like in this area. Now that we're able to travel through strong currents, we can start heading towards there. Very much worth it. If you say so. Ooh, my leg hurts. Could I go out to the left? I don't remember. I don't think I did. Was able to. Right, what can we get from here? Hey, shrill sacks, that's what we need. And I think that's also... I will now continue to spend points on eyes. Fair enough. Alright, 3 of each should be plenty. Oh, that's true. That is true. Where was I meant to be going? I've forgotten. Was there something here that I missed? I think there was. There must have been. Oh, wrong thing. Oops. I'm done. Was there something through here? Where was it? I don't remember. I don't even remember what I'm looking for, really. I'll be honest. More shrill sacks. Stalk fruit. I've honestly forgotten. I'm gonna have to go back. Oh, I can't even. Oh, there's no. Ugh, I need to go back up above ground. Alright, thank you for stopping by, B. Thank you for giving me a great game suggestion to play. Have a good one, man. Wait, what is this? Hidden shelf. Ascent possible. Oh, okay. That's just the way back up. I believe I can go up this way now. Vector blocked. Is it because I'm not fast enough? Hey, there we go. Across the channel is a gap in the rock wall. If the strong currents rushing down the rift can be navigated, we can cross here. Let's go up there. The western shelf is buffeted by currents, bringing with them a scattering of swirling spores. The broken shelf of the reef reaches out towards the deep like... Ah, shit. More action needed. The first finger. There is nothing here. Very cool. Back we go. A shattered section of the wall allows passage onto the outcrops. These huge stones have been worn smooth by thousands of years of sitting beside the rift. I cannot speak today. Jesus Christ. White sand has gathered against the boulders on either side of this passage in soft pale drifts. Is there anything out here? Split stalk. This tall stalk is torn open, perhaps by a predator. Inside, a rich tapestry of fungal life forms exposed to the open waters are slowly dying. Ooh, new stuff to analyze. I love that. What is it? What is it? Oh, the same stalk. Huh. What did we not have? I don't remember what we didn't... Yeah, that's strange. This section of the shelf, sheltered by the tall headland to the north, is strangely peaceful. Kind of spooky, not gonna lie. Beyond these thickly entwined stalks, a violent current can be heard rushing down through a gap in the headland. The water is funneled by the rocks into this clearing, making it hard going against the rush. But we did it. We made it. What is that? Oh, stalk scraper. A large boulder protects the mouth of this passage from the onrushing waters. Battered by the water, these stalks cling to the rocks. A single creature braves the current to graze on their twisted life forms. Canopy top. Let's just go there before our thing runs out. Cool. I think that's the last table stalk thing we needed, so that's pretty cool. Little streams of sand pipe through the gaps in the rocks here, driven deep into cracks by the current to the north. This gap between the rocks allows passage both onto and out of this exposed second finger of the reef. Another table stalk. Another rift separates the second and third fingers of the reef, looked over by a ragged stalk canopy into the sheds particles into the flow. The current here is both exhilarating and terrifying, like standing on a cliff top and leaning into the wind. Well, in we go. This long rift channels the strongest current down through the reef, all the way to the nurseries of the southern reef. Across this wide reef, the tall rock walls of the reef's second finger can be seen. What lies inside them, I wonder? Oh, I'm here again. So I could have gone... Okay. Yeah, so I'm back here now. I see, okay. Cool, we can go back to base. We'll read this last bit of info from the stuff we got, and then we will end the stream. There shouldn't be too much to read, because we only got 2 analysis things. Fungal clusters. What is this for updating? Singstalk. Attempts to analyze the interior of a singstalk reveals many different organisms within the stalk, which are not genetically related to it in any way. Ah! Sorry, my stomach. It seems that the singstalks are actually tubular gardens, which host juvenile fungal creatures. The swaying of the stalks keeps these sealed environments fed with filtered water and microbial life, while allowing their spores to be distributed across the reef. However, I haven't found a single example of any of these life forms growing outside of a singstalk, suggesting that they can only survive within these carefully controlled tube gardens, and that the spores they release are being used by the stalks for other purposes. Are these vertical farms designed to cultivate other species that might feed the rest of the stalks with the showers of nutrients-rich spores? That looks like a penis. That's kind of cool, though. That is kind of cool. And we also have the table stalk. Laboratory studies of the growths found in the upper canopy reveals that they contain the genetic material of tens of different species. These growths hold within their round casing seeds for many species local to the table stalks, as well as spores for the reproduction of the stalk colonies themselves. Fed by a carefully maintained flow of the correct minerals and chemicals, these seeds and spores are preserved by the stalks, kept viable for long periods. Could these seed banks be a complex example of collective serotonin? On Earth, some plants hold viable seeds until an environmental trigger, such as wildfire or disease, causes their release. Perhaps the stalks are preserving the local ecology in case of environmental disaster. Are they the guardians of the reef? What do they look like? Oh, that's kind of cool. 8 to 12 meters. Holy shit. Huh. That is so, I love how much detail it goes into here. It's really, really cool. Requires crew. I'm assuming we'll be able to like upgrade our base and use more of this stuff later on. Like increased life support and comms and all that good stuff. Cool. Alright. I'm going to end the stream here for tonight. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you to B and Dave and Ben for joining the stream today. I know this game is kind of there's not as much going on as other games, but I really, really enjoy it, and it's just kind of a chill thing to do whilst talking to you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. We'll be playing more Hitman tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next will probably be on Sunday, maybe. I've got D&D tomorrow, then I'm going to my dad's on Friday, and then some stuff with my friend on Saturday. But thank you guys for watching. But we'll play more Hitman next, and I'm going to turn Instinct and the HUD on. We're going to keep the challenges, but removing those two things made it so difficult that I couldn't even get past the first mission. So I'm going to have those two things on, so I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I don't get lost all the time. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you all around. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay happy, and all that good stuff. And I will see you all when I see you all. Bye-bye, guys. In a bit.